It's your boy FRE, $H Fresh at the Flyboy Way. That's TheFlyBoy. Don't ask why, just check out the channel. And good morning, world. It is Saturday morning. We are off to. Hello, say hello, Jimmy.
Hello.
We are off to basketball practice to drop my little man off at basketball practice. And welcome to Jeep Talk episode 65. Real quick, y'all. And we're back. Real quick, y'all. And we're back. We're back. So let me see. You offline. You offline on your cell phone. Try again. Probably because you was on. I'm gonna get the reference. You know what? Let me. You was on. I'm gonna get the reference. You know what? Let me. Oh, there's a lot of police out here. My definition of fear, and then we'll go back to the actual definition of fear. So, my definition of fear, what free? I'm trying to see do without being afraid. Would be being afraid of something because you don't know, or because you know, for whatever reasons, the thing that comes behind it. Like, I'll give you examples. It's the easiest way to do it. I fear jumping off a cliff because I fear I might die. Or I fear trying to become an astronaut because I fear I don't know anybody that did it, and I don't think it's possible. So you got service yet? All right, let me get the definition, and we're gonna get right back, y'all. Let me see. One second. All right, so the definition. I'm back, y'all. You know you gotta do it right. The definition of fear is. Oh my definition of fear. What's going on? Hold on, y'all. Let me. I'm trying. Doing multitasking a bunch of times. So the definition of fear is being afraid to do something because of the lack of danger, or because of the danger that may cause from doing it. I'll give you more once my son's phone comes online. I'll give you the exact definition. But did you come on yet? Let me see your phone. 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 We hear it. Just the basketball game. Thank you. You have to turn off Wi-Fi. See, that's why I would tell you. You gotta educate my boys sometimes. When you have on Wi-Fi, it doesn't allow you to connect the data. So it would say that you're offline. I'm gonna read y'all the definition of fear right now. Definition of fear. Oh, it's still offline. Oh, why is it still on? Ooh. Definition of fear. Oh, my boy is offline. So I know what I'm gonna do. Give me 1 second, y'all. 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna get y'all. All right, so I can read it to you guys now. We have a couple minutes before. Actually, no, I'm about to walk. We're gonna walk them to basketball practice. Come on, y'all. You're gonna come with me, and then we'll get before we do the definition of fear. Hold up. The definition of fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the disbelief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain or threat. Now crazy because I've used that definition before. Come on one of my videos. Let me turn this car off because we don't know what's going inside or not. He's right here. 1 second, y'all. You got your water?
Yeah.
All right. Hello. How you doing? All right, man. You use your phone?
Yeah.
All right. 1 o'clock, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Hour and a half.
All right. Now, y'all. Here's the thing. I know, like a lot of people waking up. We're gonna go drive and get some African food. I like the Jeep Talks when I do the Jeep Talks in my area, so I don't have to worry about the service going out or anything. I think, and I'm going to start by telling you guys some things that I feared when I was growing up. The reason why I think I worked so hard to become who I am, whether you know me from YouTube, whether you know me from finance, whether you know me in person, I think the reason why I worked so hard to become who I and became who I am is because I always had a fear of needing somebody. As a single, growing up as a kid with just my mother and my grandparents, my aunts, no father, and sometimes my mother wasn't around. I felt like I did not want to grow up and be in need of anyone. I wanted to be able to do what I wanted to do and not have to ask anybody for help. And I know a lot of people say that's a bad thing, but I feel as though because I was so determined, like to grow up and not be homeless, to not have the need for somebody to give me something so I could survive, I worked extremely harder than the average person. I worked extremely harder than anybody I know that grew up in the environment I grew up with. And I wouldn't allow myself, and by doing that, I wouldn't allow myself to attach to certain things that at the time were taught that is the way of life. For example, marriage, falling in love and being in marriage. That was one of the things I wouldn't let myself attach to, because for those that don't know, in order to fall in love, in order to be married to someone, you are going to have to give them the ability to feel needed by you, or the ability to be needed by you. So for me, I was like, dang, I can't conceptualize wanting to give a person that much power over me that I need them. And fear, remember, is an emotional thing based on fear, based on danger. The fear was that if I gave somebody that emotional power over me, they could take it away. They could stop everything. And then I would be a broken shell of who I once was, or who I am, or who I was meant to be. So for me, even as a young kid, growing up, giving someone that much power was never a thing I could do. I love my family to death, but I wouldn't even give that power to my family to be able to say, hey, you, even though I 1,000% believe I can rely on my family when I really need, if I really needed to, I would never give even my family that much power to say that I need someone. I need this person in order for me to be me, in order for me to be healthy, for me to be, in the way that I figured this out, how I could not be needy, even though I feel as though I wouldn't have feared not being that much, because I feel my family wouldn't do that. But I felt as though if I got enough stability, if I understood how to make enough money and the money to continue to grow without me having to worry about a fear of losing money, like a job, without having to worry about a job or the fear of losing the job, which would make it more difficult. I had to figure out a way to become self-reliant on myself and whatever I built, so that I wouldn't fear being homeless. And that wasn't just a money thing. Although money was the top thing, it was also a knowledge thing. And when I say it was also, I'm gonna get y'all comments and stuff. What's going on? It's Uzbekistan. Oh, what's up? What up? It's a knowledge thing as well. Meaning, you can have all the money in the world. If you're trying to make it and live a certain life in the United States, you're going to need more money. But if you know about the international world, well, now I know, hey, if I never work again, because of the money, because of the lifestyle I built through partially using my fear to catapult myself, I will never have to worry about being homeless again. I will never have to worry about working for somebody else again. I will never have to worry about needing money from anybody else again, because I built a strategy where I didn't have to work on that, but it was based on the fact that I was fearful of having to need somebody. Currently, face shaped up. Currently, I got a splinter, right? And I was like, all right, the splinter is an awkward location. I can't move it out. I don't want it to get infected. I'm going to have to, have somebody do it. Now, I'd rather a professional do it, so I'm going to go to the doctor. But it's like, I have enough to be able to do that. if you didn't have insurance, if I didn't have insurance, then I would need somebody I know to help me pull it out. Or if I didn't have the money to pay for the doctor, I would need somebody to do it. And that, in my head, every time something like that happens out, I'm always like, yo, I'm so happy I built myself to be a person who doesn't need something. But it was because of fear. It was because of fear I became who I was. So I feel as though I use fear to motivate me to achieve things that I wanted to achieve and to reach a level I wanted to reach. But fear can also go the other way, where you can say, I fear doing something, so I don't want to try it. And then when you get older, you can regret it. I can't really tell you how that feels, because I've never feared anything enough to not try it, because I feared it enough. I feared it and didn't, and now I regret it. There's never been anything that I feared enough. It's like marriage. What about marriage? It's just that who I grew up to be, that logically doesn't make sense to me. Maybe that's one thing. Maybe that's one thing. Maybe it's, and I doubt I'll ever regret not being married. But maybe if I was to say there was one thing, maybe marriage would be the one thing that I feared enough not to try. But I think based on who I decided I wanted to be, that fits perfectly. But as far as I wanted to do YouTube, never feared it. I wanted to travel the world by myself, never feared it. I'm getting y'all comments and stuff. Salute to J. Clyde in the building. I'm gonna go back so I don't miss anybody. Just a lot of people are afraid right now because what's going on in the economy, what's going on in the world, and they always go to the news, they go to the TV, they go to YouTube, and they find something that enhances their game or go down, or you can use I did, you won't feel, and that's having the fear, having to need somebody. I built self who doesn't need. Now, is it helpful to get useful? That's a whole different thing. Will I work together with somebody because they improve? Yeah, of course, sure. But the need for it is a different level. It's a different level, y'all. It's a different level. Comments, because the road's a little bit shaky now. I'll start over again. Terrence said, what up? A1 Day 1 Kings and Dreams in the building. He's hooping. Yeah, he wanted to play basketball this year. I mean, he's still, Xavier's still learning the sport. You know, he's like the third tallest, but he's probably the biggest one on his no, he's not. His one kid's big enough. But he's learning. I think he really likes it because his friends are there. But I think eventually he'll like it. But if not, hey, because right now I like the fact that he's into. My son is and you guys, this is Jeep Talk episode 65. Faith over fear. It's better to believe in this and just fight fear rather than or use fear to become fearless rather than use fear to become worrisome. But I think my son just goes there because all his friends from class and school go there, so that's why he plays. And he just naturally, my son is gonna be naturally an athlete because my body was naturally an athlete, and and I think he just naturally moves around, but he doesn't understand basketball yet, so he's having a little fun but difficult time. You agreed WCW was better than WWF? No, WWF will never loses its classic level for me because I grew up on WWF. There was nothing else before, nothing I knew. So yeah, by the time WCW started coming out in WWE, I stopped really watching wrestling. I was like a teenager by then. I was getting boxed. Let me see. Robo says, I knocked you out before on the west side. West side of what? I doubt it. I've never really been knocked out. No, I have. I've been knocked out before. I got knocked out one time when somebody hit me in the back of the head. I think that's the only time I've ever been knocked out. And I woke up in the hospital too. But that was on the west side. That was other than that, I've never been knocked out. Never, ever. Knock on wood, if need be. Let me see. Let me see. Travel Simba says, salute, what's going on, man? Salute, Fly. Welcome to my world, bro. My fear has always been allowing myself to be dependent on anybody. Dependent. Dependent is a branch off of need. It's similar, very similar, if not the same thing. Yeah, same thing. And that really, man, it's a good thing, but it could also be a bad thing, y'all. We about to walk into some food, y'all. Let me turn around. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. Again, I let that fear that I had, create a person who could be fearless at the end. That's why I was able to travel by myself. Like a lot of people say, yo, Flyboy, how do you my foot still hurt. I'll get fixed next week. How do you travel by yourself all the time? Or how do you not fear traveling alone to these places? And mostly it's because, oh Jesus, Louise, Mary Angels. Hello. You're welcome. Be cold a second now. Hold on, let me order this food real quick. Give me a second, y'all. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Yes. Let's see. Oh, yes.
No plantain.
Plantain.
Which meat?
That's a good one. Which meat? Chicken looks good, but let's go with fish.
No fish.
Oh, yes, too. And 1 egg.
Chicken.
Yes. No, fish. Because I can get chicken during the week.
One egg.
A 1 egg, yes. All right, y'all. So give me a second. I'm gonna get the food and then we head out. Give me 1 second. We'll get back to the conversation. We'll get back to the Jeep, y'all. But I feel like this I know a lot of people fear. They think I fear showing my hairline because I always wear hats. But normally I always wear hats because you never know when you run into something like that, and you might want to bust a move and flirt or something. And sometimes it could hinder you, but most of the time, though. Let me pay for this real quick, and then I'll be right back. Pay for this, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, y'all. He said, "Fly, my shit getting there too." I seen this guy on thank you so much. I seen this guy on a YouTube video. He had dreads, and his hairline looked like mine. But I don't know. I feel like thank you so much. Okay. I feel like there's some kind of power in having hair. That's my opinion. Have a great day. Take care. I know it sounds crazy, but I feel like there's something powerful in like having hair, kind of like Samson. And when I retire, maybe I'll shave it off. But until then, like a lot of people like on camera, I don't really I don't walk around like this all the time. But like if you see me in the street, most of the time I'm like this. I don't really have a hat on unless I'm like dressed up going out. Let's see. Hold on, let me get in the Jeep. Get back in the Jeep so we can have the Jeep talk real quick, y'all. In the Rubicon. I don't think I like to go either. Alright, let's get back in the Rubicon, y'all. Alright, we back at it, y'all. We back at it. If you're just tuning in, this is Jeep Talk, episode 65. Faith over fear. Struggle. What's up, man? What it do? Again, Travel Simmer, Joe Stonker. I like. Oh, well, that's crazy. What's going on, Mr. T? J. Cloud in the building. Make sure I get to everybody. Okay. All right, y'all. So again, you got two options. You can take fear because fear is always going to come up in everybody's mind. Now you have two options to do it. You can use that fear to become somebody who's fearless, or you can let that fear keep you stagnated and not achieve it. I don't think there's a middle ground because I think once you hit either side, you either choose to stay or you go over to the other side. And I was just happy that I used that fear to the fear of not wanting to be having to depend or need somebody to achieve or to survive, and pushed me so far. And I think, like I said, that was the biggest. If anything, I would say was the leading factor to just of my personality to lead me to that point. It was that, because you have to be some type of fearless to leave the environment that you're comfortably knowing. And that's the issue I think is happening with the world, man, and with the United States. A lot of people rather deal with the demons they know than to go out and try to find hope somewhere that they're not comfortable with. I think not even a lot, the majority of people. See, there's a difference between a lot and the majority. And I think the majority of people, they fear the unknown so much more than the pain that they feel already. That's why I think, unfortunately, as a black man, I feel as though a lot of our black people won't ever really be able to achieve that, this type of feeling or this type of freedom, or freedom to the fullest of what freedom is, because they fear the unknown. And it might not just be, I can't speak for every ethnicity, but I feel as though a lot of black people fear the unknown. And especially, but I feel like the United States, I think, again, 13% of black people in the United States have passports. So I feel as though while most black people, and also even on an international level too, like from what I've known from the black or melanated people I've seen internationally, they fear the unknown, so they stay in what they do, because that's why a lot of people don't travel. But I feel as though I want to say it'll change more, but I don't think it'll ever get to a majority, because it takes a lot to fight fear, y'all. It takes a whole lot to fight fear. You have to go first. You have to be willing to be a rebel. You have to be willing to go up against what you've been taught or what you've known your whole life. You have to also be willing to open yourself up, which is a lot of people aren't willing to open themselves up once they're settled in who they are. Like for me, I've been traveling since I was 18 years old. So at 41, it's easy for me to evolve into a better person through things I learned over time, because I'm not stuck in one way. But there's a lot of people who maybe have not started traveling since they was 30 or till they was 40, and now they're stuck in a certain way to believe, and they're like, because they spent their whole younger lives on fearing the unknown, and now they're stuck in their ways. Could things change? Possibly, but it's not likely. You know what I mean? I think that's where a lot of people that have issues with stuff come, go with it. Let me see. Flyboy, when you going to India, you could be the first. Now I won't be the first. There's a lot of people that went to India. I'm not certain. That's not something that's on my agenda. I've been to. I said on this live podcast I did at Yellow Taxi Podcast at NYC. Shout out to Frenchie. The life I designed is a life there. I figured out that I wanted to start building my legacy, and I picked the two places I wanted to build my legacy based on my other travels around the world. India, to me, I'm not really. Would it be something I do when I'm older or retired? Like I said, I've been planning on retiring 9 years. But could India be something that I do when I'm 60? I want to be like Gandhi or something like that, maybe. But as of now, it's not really my ambition. I'm not going to say I'm never going to do it, because it's still something that could be, possible. But yeah, right now it's not. I don't really have a plan. The only other place I plan on going before I retire, aside from going to the same places over and over again to build my legacy, is going to be Thailand. Thailand is the only other place that I plan on going before I retire. And once I go to Thailand, I'll just be going back to the same Colombia, Cuba, and maybe every now and then go to another country I've been to already, because as you build in communities, you don't want to spread yourself out too much. What I mean by that is that if I'm trying to build another legacy, or build a legacy in Colombia and Cuba, if I'm always going to different countries just so I can go to different countries, then I'm spending a lot of money. I'm investing a lot of time, and it's time that I could be investing to build a stronger legacy in the two countries I chose. Again, it's an organization, and maybe you can play that into the fear thing. It's fear of spreading yourself out too thin and not really being focused on one thing. I think that's also a thing that I've learned over time, that I choose not to spread myself out too thin. as far as going to all these countries. I want to focus on it because I've been again, if you're just watching the channel for the first time, I've been to London, I've been to England, I've been to all over Europe actually. I've been to France, I've been to Iceland, I've been to Panama, I've been to Jamaica, I've been to Trinidad, I've been to Dominican Republic, I've been to Iceland, I've been to Brazil, I've been to Cuba, I've been to Colombia, I've been to Canada, I live in the United States, I've been to Mexico, I've been to Turks and Caicos, Bahamas. I've been to I'm trying to get everything, but I'm probably gonna miss some. I always do. But I've just been so many places that I've had a good understanding. Outside of Thailand, I've had a good understanding of the world. And again, once you have that understanding of the world, there are some people who say I just love traveling, and there will be some people who do that. But for me, nah, man, I'm ready to build. I'm ready to build out, so I'm not just, getting a passport stamp. I'm ready to build out. And at the age I'm at now, like a lot of people think because I've been doing this for so long, I'm probably a lot older. I'm 41 years old right now. So, like I said, I'll be retired by 50. And after 50, I want to already have built in the 2 countries I have, and I'm just relaxing. I'll still be on YouTube. I'll still be doing this stuff, and still having these conversations with you guys. But I want to be able to enjoy time rather than having to feel like I'm going for a week and I got to do a bunch of stuff. Like, this is just Jeep Talk, so after a while we just talk about anything you want to talk about. So you guys got any questions? We got about like 10 minutes for home. You can ask me any question you guys want. I just feel like a lot of people, they're just different. They're just different. Like, I don't say bad. They're just so focused on seeing so much different stuff that they don't want to build. But me, I'm a builder. I like going to places and building relationships. Don't mean just having kids. That's not building. It means building relationships building your understanding of the culture, building your understanding of the language, returning back so people know that you're there on a consistent basis. Because a person that knows you're coming to Barranquilla every year, 4 times a year, these months are going to treat somebody different than somebody's coming to Barranquilla every year just once a year, or somebody who's only coming there once in a while, or somebody who's going to Brazil once in a while. They're going to treat you differently than someone who they know you're coming to see all the time. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to build now, between Colombia and Cuba. But at the same token, you gotta have a stable environment. And again, fear is the reason. Again, fear is one of the major reasons why I'm able to live and move the way I do now, because I feared ever not being needed. And now that I'm at the point where I don't need anyone, I can assist people not to need me, but assist people to become people that don't need other people. So even when I go and I have a kid in Colombia or I have a kid in Cuba, I will be able to build my my son's mother or my daughter's mother up to becoming that woman that doesn't need me. And when a woman doesn't need you overseas, when a woman doesn't need you but she wants you, it's a different feeling you get than if she feels as though she has to depend on you to survive. Know what I mean? Now she may prefer to be with you and be under your wing based on your the lifestyle that comes with you, but she doesn't need you. So when a woman needs you, she's willing to do some crazy stuff that you might not like. A woman might be willing to do some voodoo on you. She might be willing to cut you when she feels like she needs you and she has no other option and you pull away. I've seen many times when I have had women I've dated and I felt like they needed me when I know they didn't. They felt like they needed me and they started doing stuff that just was out of their own character because they needed me because they needed me to provide that lifestyle that they couldn't provide on their own. So I realized it is better, even if a woman leaves, it is better to build her up and not, as long as it doesn't tear you down. Never build anybody up if it's going to tear you down. Never. I don't care, woman, man, family, anything. Never build somebody up if it's tearing you down at the same time. But if you could build somebody up, and by building them up, you're building yourself up as well, maybe as a team. If they go to somebody else, then fine, you're still in a better position. But they will never forget you, and they will almost always come back. And it's been, or always not come back, but always want to speak positively about you. They will always want to speak positively about you. They'll always give good graces, like, yeah, me and Fresh didn't work out, but I love that nigga. He's so cool. He's so down to earth. When if I need somebody, and then my boy, then they go start saying, oh, my boyfriend get jealous because I'm still cool with Flyboy, and then it's just the way I've learned. I'm not saying it works for you. I'm just saying this is how it worked for me. This is how life has been. Like, by just, not fearing being needed or needing anyone, and then building other people up to feel that same way. They're going to treat you a different way. We got about 5 minutes. We'll get to our comments. We'll stay in here for like 5 minutes. I don't want the food to get too cold. Let's see. Let me see. Oh, what's going on, Beach Phoenix? Shout out to Beach Phoenix, a dope woman. Y'all gotta check out her channel. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to J. Clyde too, y'all. People that's out here showing another way. I'm all for it, yo. I'm all for it. Let me see. Travel Simba. I'm also going back to the same spots from now on. Been to 25 countries, including Thailand, now Colombia, and maybe Rio. I do want to get back to Brazil before I retire, but I have to get settled in Colombia at least. I can worry about Cuba as it comes, because Cuba has some difficulties, and I gotta start over again when it comes to building not with friends, because I'm still gonna be friends with the girls I wanted to build a relationship with, and all the people that I've known. But I have to start again with trying to build a relationship and build a legacy on the kid side with the woman in Cuba, and I don't want to rush it. So I do want to get back to Rio. I definitely had a good time in Rio, but the language thing barrier is what stopped me from language barrier, and the fact that Brazil is majorly only Rio and Sao Paulo. I like Sao Paulo. A lot of people won't like Sao Paulo, but Sao Paulo can be dangerous. It's actually called the kidnapping. Sao Paulo is called the kidnapping capital of the world because a lot of kidnappings happened there of recent. But I liked Sao Paulo when I went. Again, I didn't go at night. I went during the day, and I went to the mall, and I went downtown. I talked with the people. People helped me get a SIM card and all this stuff. So I had a good time in Sao Paulo, but I can understand I was only there for the daytime, so it's a little different. But yeah, man, like, so while I do want, I'm still working on doing this Atlanta thing too. I wouldn't do the Atlanta thing if I couldn't get Colombia. So Colombia is the next thing I'm trying to do. And I'm still, yeah. Let me see. Mr. T said, shout out to Thailand. Everybody's top spot. I don't know if it's everybody's top spot, but I feel as though my opinion, because I haven't been there yet. I did date a woman from Thai who just came over here 3 months. After she came over here 3 months as an au pair, but a Thai woman. But I feel like Thailand is for the older crowd. I'll say that. Based on what I see. Have you ever been to El Salvador? No, I haven't been to El Salvador. I haven't been to El Salvador yet. Shout out to Keenan Lambert. I've seen a couple of videos. I believe Keenan Lambert went there, and I think Barbara TV might have went to El Salvador. So you might want to check them out as well. J. Class says facts. Probably about building up the woman, right? He says not even just overseas. That's women worldwide. I agree. I'm not one of the people that will say women overseas are better. And it's funny when people always confuse me with that. It's not a wrong thing. It's not a good or bad thing. I'm in the sense that it's women worldwide are the same. It's just at a different level. It's at a higher level or a lower level, depending on the monetary status, depending on if they like family more than wisdom. But I think they're pretty much the same around the world. It's just that it may be easier for you to deal with other ones based on what you want, depending on what country they're from. Jeep Talk is the best. I appreciate that, dead parents. Again, we was in Jeep Talk episode 65. It's like a little 20-minute Jeep Talk. We're going to go inside and get something to eat. But faith over fear, y'all, because everyone's going to fear something in their life, but you have two options what to do with that fear. The first option is to let that fear subside you and make you regret things in the end. The second option is to use that fear to become a person who's fearless. And I don't know if it's in your personality or dang it. My daughter just said I gotta go pick my daughter up too. I gotta go pick my daughter up, y'all. So you gonna keep. My daughter had a date. Imagine that. My daughter had a date. Matter of fact, I should probably eat in the car because I'm not even, I gotta go to pick her up and stuff and take her to the store now. Dad duties, y'all. This is how dad duties work. We're gonna eat in the car a little bit. So if you guys got any questions, you're gonna watch me eat or you're gonna dip off. But let me turn this here on a little bit. But you guys can have a conversation because I got you guys me any questions y'all want because I gotta go pick up my daughter and take my daughter to get some stuff and talk to her about this damn date. Now my daughter's 18 now, so I ain't one of them parents that's, oh, my daughter ain't never going on no date. I ain't share the food. Hold on. Let me share the food real quick. I ain't one of them parents that's gonna be like, oh, my daughter ain't never going on no date. I'm a realistic person. So hold on a second, y'all. Food banging. Smell good. Tastes good. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm because I don't want to make a mess. So I'm in the Jeep Talk. Yeah. Food too good to talk. So I'm in this Jeep Talk here. Look at your last comments. Cause I'm gonna upstairs eat real quick and then come back down and take my daughter to the store. Let me see. Oh, he said, lucky bro, I'm fasting right now at work. Yeah, food is good, y'all. He said share the food. It's African food. In Michigan, okay. Let me see. I like the Garden of Eden where I live here. It's Michigan. I haven't been to Michigan. I met a beautiful woman from Detroit when I was on a boat. We had a great time. But I haven't been to Michigan yet. But I appreciate you guys for joining the live. It's your boy FRE, $H Fresh at the Flyboy Way. That's THEFLYBOYWAY. Don't ask why, just check out the channel. I'm gonna go upstairs and destroy this food and then come back down and take my daughter. And this has been Jeep Talk episode 65. Faith over fear. You got two options. You either let fear stop you from achieving, or you use fear to become fearless. It's your choice, y'all. Peace.